Hello and Assalamu alaikum. This is your host Syed Huzaifa, and we are back with another exciting episode of Sports Redefined show. Today we have with us someone really special and someone across from the rivers from the UK, Mr. Usman Salim, who is Jamil. Sorry for the interruption, and he's a very enthusiast, and he's also certified ECB umpire. How are you, sir? And how are you feeling?
Walaikum assalam. Thank you very much, Huzaifa. Alhamdulillah, I'm very good. How are you? Thank you for the invitation.
Yeah, I'm doing good as well. So, how is all around going around? I have heard about you, like you're a very much a PSL following fan, and so how's your team doing? Which team do you support?
Yes. Yes, it's doing very great right now. I'm a fan from the first season. I'm following Lahore Qalandar, and actually, I'm a passionate fan of PSL as well. So I follow like I try to watch every match of the PSL. But yeah, because I'm from Lahore and my grassroots are from Lahore, so yeah, I support Lahore Qalandar, and currently they are in very good situation right now. They've posted
Mhm.
200 plus total against Islamabad, and yes, the things are looking very good for Lahore Qalandar.
Well, obviously, Kalandars have they have started their home season quite sharply and quite strongly, right? We just saw last night some huge shots played by Fakhar Zaman and the company. So let's just start from Lahore Qalandars. Coming to the business ends of PSL, the teams now really want they're looking for the spot for the top two spot because they will have some kind of relaxation when they come in to play the qualifiers. So what do you think? Who are the top two in your viewpoint, and what do you really think that which team can finish in the top two slot? Considering that Multan Sultan might lose David Miller and Riley Rosso in the coming matches.
Look at the start of the season. I rated Multan Sultans and Quetta Gladiators to be the top two teams of the PSL going into the playoffs. But then the Multan Sultan and Quetta Gladiators both were hit by a few injuries. And
Yeah.
then Quetta Gladiators were hit by the unavailability of Vanindu Hasaranga. So,
Mhm.
and then there was the addition of Muhammad Hafiz as well into their squad. So they are not playing their perfect 11, and that is why you see right now where they're placed at bottom of the table. So that is why I believe even I'm a Lahore fan. I didn't rated Lahore team to be as good because their bench is not as strong. Their first 11 that they play on the ground, it's actually very strong, and that we are seeing right now as well. But if, God forbid, if anything happens, if there's any injury or there's any bad form, like we saw, it was for Kamran Gulam. But then they had someone like Abdullah Shafiq who filled in to his shoes, and he showed some brilliant shots
Yeah.
last night. So if any of these things happen to any other of their players, so then they don't have much of bench strength, and then they have had a blow on in image of Liam Dawson as well. So in
Mhm.
that case, I believe that it could be right now. I think it could be Multan Sultan, and right now it Lahore Qalandar are looking very strong. So it could be either of Lahore Qalandar or Islamabad United who will be finishing at the top two spots. But yeah, fingers crossed. Let's see. We are going to see more matches, and I think it
But
will be more.
but there's a myth.
Sorry.
There's a myth about the Multan Sultans. Actually, the people say that they don't perform well outside their home ground, and that was the case even in the previous seasons that we saw when they were playing in Karachi. If I go back 2 seasons, they were playing in Karachi and they were totally out of sorts. And then they went on to play in the Abu Dhabi. They had good spinners. They were gone on to won the tournament. And the way they lost the match just a couple of days back, that was alarming sign for them because none of the foreign stars worked for them and they lost it. So how do you think Multan Sultans will regroup, or what is their requirement at this side? Because throughout their home games, they almost played the same 11, and that might backfire for them now because they haven't tried any new combination. So what do you think about that?
That was the case because they were trying to accommodate David Miller in their 11 as well, and then they had Riley Rousseau after one game as well. So they benched Pollard, but then I believe they didn't play a good 11 in their last match, in which we saw they played around 7 to 8 bowlers, and there were quite a few all rounders in them. So I think they could have gone with the server of Freedy in their 11, or maybe someone like Usman Khan. So they could have added, maybe it would have been better if they added server Afridi, because Usman Khan we saw is an opener and he can play as low as number three. Other than that, because they have Riley Rousseau as well, and we all have seen how good form he's Riley Rousseau in. So in that case, I believe that Sarver Afridi could have been a better option, but then they it was their first match outside of Multan, and I think they still have quite a bit in their squad. They can experiment and then come back, and they have the depth in their squad, and there's still a replacement to be announced for Josh Little. That was recently the news came out that he's totally ruled out of the whole tournament.
Yes, ma'am.
Now I think they will be taking some replacement, and we'll see how their squad pans out.
Well, we are receiving some interesting questions from the fans because they want to know about the English environment in the PSL. So we'll just move on, and in the later section, I will ask about those. Well, coming on to the next team, that is currently the Lahore Qalandars. They are currently also playing a match. So the turnaround, you see, because they have been on a mixed track, but under Shaheen Shah Afridi, after those six of horrifying seasons, how do you see their regrowth? And they won the title, and now they're on the way to defend it as well.
You see, the mistake they made in the draft of the first season, it took around 3 to 4 years to regroup everything, because the mistake that they made in the first season, it was quite horrible when they played the players like Arshad in their emerging, and then they played. Obviously, they had only Chris Gale left, but then Chris Gale didn't perform in the PSL, and then they picked Yasir Shah also in their 11. But then that year, I remember it was the doping case that Yasir Shah was unavailable for them. But then it was quite a lot of mistakes, and then. Throughout the season, we have seen that they made mistakes in their draft. They could have had Faim Ashraf in their squad as well, where they missed their chance. They could have Luke Ronke, in which they went on with Mustafizur Rahman for only 4 or 5 games. Where else Luke Ronke could have been available for the whole season, and we saw how
Yeah,
Luke Ronke played,
destructive it was.
how destructive he was. So
Mm.
yes, so those kind of mistake they have fixed it, and then the program that they're doing, the player development program.
Yeah,
From
definitely. That
there,
was.
yes, from there we have seen that we have got the likes of Haris Rauf, Dilbar Hussain. Then we have got now Mirza Tahir Beg as well, and there
Yeah.
were quite a few other players as well. But obviously they haven't performed up to the potential. But we are seeing, only because of the sickness of Abdullah Shafiq in the first game, we saw Mirza Tahir Beg opening in the first game, and now we are seeing that
Mm.
he's been given the license, and he's going all gun blazing in the power play, and
Yeah.
I feel that it's good time. And the other thing is that they are picking their right spot for the foreign players as well. So they're picking the right ones, and I believe that the one that they made in shape of Sam Billing, that was actually a very good one. And then obviously Rashid Khan. As much as we say about it, I think it will be less. He's a legend in the making for T20s at least. And David Visa, I think this year or maybe next year it will be his last season, and then maybe he will be joining Lauklander in some kind of a coaching role. I read somewhere. So yeah, it's a good sign for Lauklander as of now.
Yeah, definitely, Lahore is definitely growing as a franchise, but we have seen some of the big boys have been losing the track. Like Peshawar Zalmi, they have been a champion in one season. They have played one of the most finals and the qualifiers in this season. They are in even in this season and the past season as well. They were looking out of sorts. So change in captaincy, maybe a weak bowling attack, or how many reasons do you find in this whole Peshawar Zalmi journey?
I believe it's not much about captaincy right now. It's just about the squad that they have shaped up. They have not picked the much of bowlers in their 20-man squad. So, and the other thing is because of their emerging player that they've picked is in shape of Sufyan Mukim. And then if you picked someone like Sam Ayub in your 11, in your squad, and then how will you be able to play someone like Hasibullah? Because Hasibullah is another opener, keeper, batsman, and he can play as much as number three as well. But if you want to play Sami Ayub at number three, and you picked him in the silver round and you wildcard him from the emerging category. So I believe you could have gone for a different option in the emerging player as well. But
Yeah.
that is what we are seeing, that they are having problems right now. I think they could have gone for another bowler in their emerging category as well. And then, other than that, they picked Richard Gleeson as well, who got injured in the IL T20, and he's unavailable for that as well. So they are currently their 11 is of a big concern. What they are trying to play, because they are facing a problem to complete five bowlers, because
Yeah.
if you're a good team, if you have to be a good team, you need to have at least six bowling option in your 11, because either on any rough day your bowler can go for a few runs, and you should have a six bowling option to accommodate that. But if you have your part-timer bowling as a fifth bowler, then like on a normal day you're bound to go for at least 200 or 180 plus scores. So that is where they're facing the problem. I think their batting is still pretty decent, because Simon Ayub is performing very well. And if you talk about English players, I believe even if you're an opener, you can still perform in the middle order the way they are being brought up here in the county and domestic season. So Tom Collar Cadmore is performing very well for them in the middle order as well. And I think batting wise, they're quite sorted. In bowling, they have to answer a few questions.
Well, to this perspective, as we are speaking about Shabar Zalmi, what is the curious case of Babar Azam? Because he used to have a flowing speed of bat and all that stuff. He used to milk those drives, and the fans are really missing that Babar Azam, that previous Babar Azam that we used to see. He looks frustrated and sometimes just throwing away the bat or what. How do you think, is he mentally disturbed or what? How is he's looking after himself as a player?
I think in that match that you're talking about, he threw the bat. I think he explained in the press conference as well that
Yeah.
he was not happy with the bat which he was using that time, and it was broken. That's why he just threw it away. And I think in that inning as well, he accepted his mistake, that in the earlier part of his inning when he completed his 50, it was of 30 odd balls, and then he was not able to capitalize on that, not finish well, because in the last 5 overs he was unable to hit any boundary. And if
Mm.
a player is coming up in the press conference and he's accepting his mistake, I think it's a very good sign. And in the last match, I believe that if you're facing Shine Shah Afridi and you're facing that kind of ball, I think it could have taken out any batsman in this world if it
Yeah.
took out Babar Azam. So I don't think the batting form of Babar Azam is of any concern. Just I think is trying a few new things, maybe in his armory, and maybe he's trying to go a bit more aggressive. So in that case, I think it's turning out to be a different one, because he's trying to improve his strike rate as well. And if some player is trying some new things in his game, so it will have some kind of effect. So I don't think that's a bit much of a worry, because he have this that luxury that even if he gets out early or deep into the innings as well, yeah, there are those kind of players who can accelerate at higher strike rate. So I don't think it's much of a concern right now. The only
Well,
concern
that's very
that we have
insightful from your side.
is
Coming on to the next squad, the Sherus, the Islamabad United. What is your take on them? They are just so batting heavy side. You know, they can bat all 11 into the ground.
yes, definitely. So the mantra is that if it was on them, they could have just played at least 11 batsmen onto the ground as well. So this is like another concern for them as well, that they are not focusing on bowlers as well. But
Yeah.
they have a few bowlers who are who were good, but now they are going for runs as well. Like we see the likes of Hassan Ali, who have performed very well, and I believe he's in top three or top five wicket taker as well for PSL. But then his bowling form is not that good, and he's going for few runs. And then same is the case for Wasim Junior as well. He used to be expensive, but then he used to take wickets as well for them. But right now he's been expensive, but he's not taking out wickets. That is the problem. But then it's overshadowed a bit their bowling, because they have such good batsmen in their 11.
Yeah.
So right now you see they have the likes of Paul Sterling, Colin Munro, and now they have Ramanullah Gurbaz as well, and Vanudusan, and they still have Alex Hale still to be coming in few days for them. So you
Yeah.
see good it's going to be as a squad. So I think as an Islamabad United fan, if you're an Islamabad United fan, you should just wish that the team, whoever wins the toss, he bats first, and I think they can just chase any kind of total, which was going to be the case when they were chasing in Multan as well. But then, yeah, sometimes it pays off and sometimes it doesn't.
So that can be the case in today's match.
As a Lahore fan, I hope it's that case because every time, whenever we are talking about Islamabad United versus Lahore Qalandar, everyone brings up that match of 2020 when Musa hit the last ball six and won it for Islamabad United. So yeah, not good memories with that game, and I hope it's not that way as well again.
Well, we too are hopeful that Lahore do excite their fans once again. So just hope for the best. Well, coming on to the squad, who is under a lot of pump from the previous two seasons. One is that is Karachi Kings. Even with good squads, they haven't been able to finish the games. Even in this season, we saw they lost very close games with 3 runs margin or 2 runs margin, and when they win big. So, what is the gap in between? Why don't they just make something consistently?
Yes, in case of Karachi Kings, I think they have been a little unlucky. They have had, I think, two or three close games where they have lost to very small margins. And if it went in their favor, you could have seen Karachi Kings at the top two of the table right now. But then the same thing for Karachi King when they lost the first game, they made four changes in their 11, which until now, whenever they are playing their next game, they are just chopping and changing with their 11, and they haven't found right now that what is their perfect 11 right now. They have someone like Qasim Akram in their 11, sorry, in their squad, who they just benched after one game, which
Yeah.
everyone was counting on Qasim Akram to be the breakout player, emerging player of the season. And Karachi King just dropping him for someone like Irfan Niazi, it's just beyond me because they are, right now Karachi King is just playing with four batsmen. If you talk about two openers, and then they have Tayyip Tahir and then Shoaib Malik. After that, they have Imad Wasim and the other players, all rounders coming in. So I think they could go with they can replace Irfan Niazi with Qasim Akram, and I think that will be a better 11 in which you can go in and have quite a few bowling option as well, because we have seen that Qasim Akram can provide an off spin option as well. So I believe right now you see if we're talking about Lahore Qalandar, if you talk about Lahore Qalandar, they have as much as seven bowling option in which they can chop and change with it. So of course, you should have as much as a bowling option in your armory. Will be good for them. And in case of Karachi King, I think they have a good squad, and now they have changed Imran Tahir. Tabriz Shamsi in place of Imran Tahir, which is proving out to be a very good change as well.
Yes, it is. How can we don't know? Because I am a Multan fan by myself. We just saw him wreaking havoc against Multan. So coming on to your professional career, actually, many of the fans wanted to know your journey in England. Keeping in mind, we also have a question from one of our fans, Faizan Hayat. He wants to know how do you see PSL as a growing platform or a platform for the English players who come here and groom themselves as the players and go back and hit big. For example, we have one of the biggest examples as Harry Brook, and even now we might see TKC going on to make debut for England.
Yeah, I think if you're talking about PSL, it shouldn't be only for the players. I think PSL should be like if you're talking about foreign or even if locals. I think as much as we are talking about players, we should develop more of umpires over here. We can groom our umpires over here. We can groom our coaches over here. We can groom our ground staff over here. So there's big opportunity whenever we are having this time of the year of PSL. I think we can groom each and every players, staffs, umpires. Let's say team managers. We know a few team managers as well. We are match referees. So there's quite a few opportunities which can be like found. So in that case, if you're talking about only English players, so you see that the English Cricket Board have given all their English players to go given them license to go out and play each and every league in this world, not only PSL, and which is proving out to be very good for them as well. Like you see, they can even if they don't have their first 11 available to be played in some kind of a series, then their backup players are as good as who can just come up in their 11 and replace
Yeah,
all of them who are playing in their first 11. So that is
yeah,
actually paying off for the ECB, what the decision they made in 2015, I believe.
yeah. That was a complete revolution made by the England team. Well, coming on to the second question, came from Anas Chishti. He wants to know there has been a lot of talks on Babar Azam's captaincy. He has been a good white ball captain, but there are some flaws in his red ball captaincy. So, how do you compare these both formats, and as well as what are your responses to those who actually complain about the captaincy of Babar Azam?
I think in this case I will blame Babar Azam again, because it was the ball was in his court to build a squad again for
Mhm.
Peshawar Zalmi after he was traded from Karachi Kings. But then if you have only three bowlers or maximum of four bowlers available in a match, and then you are bound to bowl overs from Rovman Powell and the likes of Saad Masood, who was playing his first game after the PGL, because PGL is just one level, but then when you're coming to the next level, which is PSL, which is close to the international level, and you have the full packed house in the ground, so it's a different kind of pressure. So I think some kind of blame should be gone to Babar Azam, but then if you don't have the bowlers available to be utilized in the ground, I don't think you can like criticize much of the captaincy. I think it was the game was lost. More of the game was lost on the draft day itself.
Yeah, it seems like so. Well, coming to the final question, I might say it's just the last question. Do you really think that Multan actually should go with Rafat Minhas in place of Abbas Afridi? This question came from Abdul Rahman. He wants to
Uh,
know about it.
you see, they can go, but right now I believe Abbas Afridi it's been a very good change for
Yeah.
them. The matches they've played in Multan. You see, Abbas Afridi, other than if you talk about Hasanullah, who has been revelation in this season with his extreme pace, he has struggled each and every batsman in this PSL. If we talk
Hmm.
about Abbas Afridi, he has been good change because they are playing with two emerging in their 11, which is very good sign as well. So if you talk about Arafat Minhas, they can try this option when they are certain that they will be going to the playoffs. Then they can try, because Arafat Minhas, let's be honest that he's not tried and tested on this level. He haven't
Yeah.
played domestic cricket. He has only played PGL. So
Yeah.
if you're bringing, we have seen that we have tried Saad Masood, and then we have seen Emil Khan as well. So those players don't have that kind of they don't have that experience of handling the pressure at the big stage right now. So I believe when they will go back into the domestic circuit after this PSL season and test themselves with the domestic players and come out in the next season of PSL, I believe they will be a better player right now. But for talking about Arafat Minhas, I think it's still good for him to be in the squad and learn a few things from the international players and the local players available in the squad.
Yeah. Well, comparing yourself with the Pakistani playing system and the UK playing system, how do you actually think that these two systems are far apart? Because in the previous governments we actually saw ex prime minister from Pakistani side that he used to like idealize the structure of that is played in England, the county cricket of that stuff. So what are the gaps between this cricket and that cricket, and how it's very easy for them to groom and come into like the fast mainstream playing 11s, or why it's so hard to be that in Pakistan or in subcontinent?
Look, first of all, you have to build a sporting culture, which I believe in Pakistan it's discouraged to most of the children who are growing up. They are only told that you have to go to school and you have to only study, whereas the extracurricular activities are as much as you're studying in the school. So you see, the grounds and the infrastructure is not very good in Pakistan as well. Which,
Yeah.
if you talk about over here in England, there are so many clubs in each and every county in which you can go, and they have as much as four teams who are playing their first 11, second 11, and their third 11, who will be playing throughout the summers, and even they have their junior teams as well playing in the season. So they are building their there are kids who are coming into the schools, and they obviously they don't know what kind of games they like. They will only take up the game, and if the system, because if your system is strong from the grassroots, and then from the county, like from the club level to the county level and then to the international level, they have their grounds. Because I personally have played the club from last year. I played the club season from one club. So I was looking at their grounds available at the club level. They were so good from at the bottom, like at the grassroots. The grounds are really good, and even the like they have proper home and away dressing rooms as well. And obviously they pay well to their umpires as well who are coming. So in that case, I believe that the Pakistan Cricket Board is actually lacking right now, and I think it's going to take quite a while. Because there was one system in place for a few years, and then if you keep chopping and changing systems year after year, I think you need to give some consistency to your system to only give you good results. Right now, I feel that there's immense talent in Pakistan, that even because of the system not in place, proper system not in place, you still get to see some great players coming out of your domestic system. So it's just because of great talent available in your country.
Well, as a senior pro, what are your suggestions and for the fans and definitely for upcoming and upcoming like players who wants to join or who wants to play in the national team or maybe who wants to choose his career as cricket?
Yes, I believe that if you're growing young, right? Uh, it's not. I'm not just talking about cricket. I think you should play each and every kind of sports because sport is a great learner. Like from sport, you learn a lot of things, even about life if you're playing sport. So even if you want to play table tennis, if you want to play badminton, you want to play football, you want to play cricket, you should try yourself in each and every sport, and whichever sport you feel that you can contribute in, or you feel that you are good at, you can pursue that for your future. But growing up, I think you should be trying each and everything in sport, especially because other than studying, I believe that we need to have outdoor activities as a kid growing up, and not only to be on your phones and tablets, because these kind of things are, which is a different market as well. If you talk about online gaming, that is a different game as well. But I feel that playing outdoor is as much important for one's body and lifestyle as well.
Well, it was really nice having a chat with you. It was very fruitful. Best of luck to your team who is already on the field.
Thank you
So
very
best
much.
of luck. Thanks for joining us and see you soon again.
See, thank you very much for inviting, and see you.